Hello everyone, welcome to another movie review. It's been a long time since our last one, but we're finally doing Finding Dory. I know I took a little long for this one, but I'm finally doing it, so no worries. So is Finding Dory truly a sequel that we needed? Is it really a sequel that's good compared to the classic and amazing Finding Nemo? Well, rest assured, it is a really great sequel. Back when it was announced that Finding Nemo was getting a sequel, there was a lot of doubts of how could it be possible to really do a sequel of this movie when the whole plot of the whole film is to find Nemo and he has already been found. Will Nemo go missing again? Will that make sense? And then it was announced that the movie was going to be Finding Dory instead. The focus will go into Dory because Dory basically became the more popular, more lovable character of the first movie. And at first I was okay, so we're now gonna do a whole chase because Dory got captured and all that. Doesn't sound as exciting when you already know how it could possibly end. But then you go see the film and I was really surprised because the movie, even though yes, it's still a journey of finding Dory in the long run, it's also a character development for Dory that's really amazing. The movie really focuses on telling you that this is Dory, this is how she was born, this is all her beginning of her story, and then the movie immediately connects you all the way to Finding Nemo events. It goes from the past to what happened to Nemo and then goes back to the present. The movie really justifies his existence and importance as a whole. The main thing about Dory is that she tends to forget things very quickly, and that was something that resulted in some fun moments on the first film. Like, it seemed fun at first for what was happening on Nemo, but if you analyze it well, you wonder how could this fish live if she forgets everything. And that's what this movie focuses all about, is that struggle of someone that has this condition that they don't know, they have no idea to really cure it. That doesn't have a cure, but the character has to evolve and grow with it. And I think it really becomes like a very important message for people out there. And it's a great message for people out there that have an impediment or a situation that they have to deal with, that they know they can't change it, but that it's still possible to live with it. It's still possible to continue your life. It's still possible to have a family. It's possible to have friendships. It's possible to really be you and make the best out of you. And that's another great thing about the film that really touched me a lot, because the movie tells you that Dory has this weakness, but also shows that she also develops other strengths that compensate for that lack of memory situation she has. And that's something really great about the film. It really is a way to show that this character has its faults, but is still a very good character, is still someone that can really help people and be different and be unique. It's a very strong message about knowing your value, recognizing that you are valuable no matter what. I think it's also a message throughout the whole film with a lot of the new characters, because a lot of the new characters also have certain conditions or situations to deal with, and they are all trying to find their place. They're all trying to figure out what can they contribute to the world of the ocean with all the other fishes and all that. And they're undecided what's the fate for them, what's their destiny. And ironically, yes, there's a whale shark called Destiny, and she's also struggling with that. And we also have the octopus, which is Hank, and he's a really amazing character, very fun, very adventurous, and a great idea overall to have this character because he makes a really interesting pair with Dory. He's stubborn, but at the same time smart, at the same time crazy. It's a very interesting take of a character. And Hank also has a struggle. He's not suffering from a condition per se, but he has a struggle. Every character in the plot really is helpful. Everyone has their function, everyone has their importance, regardless of how much screen time they have or not. So what about Nemo and Marley in this movie? I was very happy with Marley and Nemo too on the film, because I was afraid that they would ditch Marley completely and focus more on Nemo trying to help Dory and all that. But no, both of them share the screen time together. They're not forgotten characters, they're also important to the plot. And it was really great. It was great to see how Nemo is more grown up now, and Marlin is still learning, and Nemo becomes part of that way for him to learn in the process. And I think that was really great. And we see some short returns from Crush the Turtle and all the other turtles, which was great. You got the Manta Ray too is back. The only disappointment I had with a character that did not reappear was Bruce the Shark. I know it would be maybe not the best character to have return, because it wouldn't fit that much into the plot, but it would have been nice to just at least see him passing around at the very end of the film or something. Like, it was, I don't know, he was my favorite character on Finding Nemo. I mean, besides Dory and the other main characters, he was my, from the secondary characters that are important, he was my favorite basically. So it was a little sad to see him. I wanted to see how his whole process of not eating fish was doing and all that. But regardless, I think that we did get some really great new characters. It's a very great story about finding out all your strengths, finding out your place in the world, what you can do, how you can be important into everything. So I think in that sense the movie is just really great. As you know, Finding Nemo was also a very beautiful movie, beautifully animated, beautiful effects, water, texture, and in this film it's no different. The visuals are amazing. I noticed that the characters have way more texture now. I noticed Dory has even more texture when they did close-up of her, and when the fish come out of the water feels more realistic now than the last movie, and the texture still pop up really well. And it was interesting because they did do a lot of more scenes of the fish out of the water, and that was really great because they showed that, you know, we can do better now, these graphics of these characters like this. One question you're probably wondering, is this movie better than the first one? No, it's not really better than the first one, because the first one had its big charm. It was an adventure to follow. This one is still an adventure, but I felt the first one was more adventurous as we uncover the ocean. This time it's more focused on the character journeys personally, and not more of exploring the ocean and getting around to the ocean and facing the fears that Marley had. And here's about character development. It's about growing up, it's growing stronger and believing in yourself and all that. It's very character driven as a whole, the movie. And that doesn't mean it's bad at all. On the contrary, I think it's really great. But I feel the first one still has a very important place in my heart and in everyone's heart. And the thing is that this movie really works as a character journey, because we already grew up with these characters on the first film, and to see them develop even further is always very rewarding with a sequel. Finding Dory is definitely a movie that you should watch at the movie theater, especially if you saw the first movie. I give Finding Dory a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching this movie review. Let us know in the comments below if you've seen it and what were your thoughts about the film. Did you like the character developments? Do you like the messages? What can you tell us about the film? And I would gladly discuss them with you. And next week we are doing Independence Day Resurgence. See you next time!